What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Friday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. And this podcast is being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com with the promo code JUICE at checkout. We'll save you a bundle if you're going to go and get the wonderful Burger Perfection Flight for $89.99 at OmahaSteaks.com. 24 burgers for just $89.99 with the promo code JUICE at OmahaSteaks.com. Okay, so this is one of these days where today, Friday, Saturday, you're going to get a different tape time. I'm going to post this later tonight, but I'm taping this currently at 6 o'clock Pacific time. So nothing is finalized. My gut tells me it's going to be an 0-1 start with the under for the Rangers and the Hurricanes. That probably is going to hit. We bet the over. That's probably dead. We'll see what the other bets are going to turn into later tonight. But Celtics team total, first half under. I was right to dodge that. They scored 54 points in the first half. It was 54-54. First half under came in. Game under is going to come in. Boston's down 10 to start the fourth quarter. It all was tricky, just the whole thing. I saw it right. I could have bet all in Cleveland and cashed. Instead, I dodged it, and I was smart to dodge it. It's the same philosophy tonight for Florida and Boston. Boston, the Bruins, are at home as dogs. I don't know what to make of this game. I'm in a pretzel like last night with the Celtics and the Cavs. I would have bet Cavaliers under 58.5 for the Celtics team total. I think the under 5.5 is probably the play for the Bruins game, but the last two games, 1 and 2 in Florida, went over. Now it's in Boston. I lean towards the under, but I'm concerned about the goaltending, concerned about power plays. Not going to play Florida and Boston. You're going to stay away from that game entirely. Instead, we're going to come in and play the over again, over 6 on Vancouver and Edmonton. The handicap doesn't need to be much here, okay? I don't know what the books are doing with 6. 5-4 final. They scored 9 goals in the first game. It's game 2. It's the same venue. It's the same goaltenders. I still have Edmonton's offense, right? I still have Skinner in net for Edmonton, right? Over 6. It's a great push potential, okay? Over 6. It's juice to the over, and I get what the books are doing, that the pro is going to come in and bet the under with a zigzag theory, but for the Western Conference, I'm betting over. It's minus 115 to the over. 6 over Edmonton and Vancouver. I don't think there's much handicap to it. Just going to come in here and bet it just because I think it's the right side. I think it's the right play. Just going to come in here and bet it. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen here. I can't wait to see how it's going to all play out. But to me, it just seems like over 6 for 1.15 units for Edmonton and Vancouver. Bet number 1. Bet number 2 on the day. Looking at Denver and Minnesota. Total is 4.5. This is one of those situations where you're like, man, Denver's the defending champs. It's game number 3. They've got to win this game. 4.5 point favorite, Minnesota. 204. And it is just plastered at 204 from a total perspective here. Minnesota this year at home, they were an under team. 23-19-1 to the under. Denver on the road, 26-17 to the under this year. Last 2 games, both games of this series have gone under 209.5, 209.5. Why? Blowouts. The defense for Minnesota is only going to get better, not worse. 204.5. We're going to bet under Denver at Minnesota. We're going under 204.5. Just ride the trend here with unders for Minnesota. Road unders for Denver. Home unders for Minnesota. Last 3 games for Denver for that matter, have gone under. Against the Western Conference, Denver this year was 38-21 to the under. 38-21 to the under. 204.5 is a low number, maybe too low, but if we get a slow start, this is where you get like a 189. You get anything in the 180s, bet over, try to middle this, 15-point middle, somewhere in that range. 204.5 under Denver and Minnesota for 1.1 units. And then New York and Indiana. My goodness gracious, what a crazy series this has been. Indiana, desperate. Desperate to get a win here in this game. They have to find a way to get some offense, but also some defense. They've got to rebound the basketball. I mean, this is a team that, yes, I know they're not great rebounders, but they got to rebound the basketball. And at home this year, look, 28-16 to the over, 24-21 to the over. Indiana 37-22-1 to the over at home. Sorry, against the Eastern Conference. New York was an under team to the Eastern Conference, 32-28 to the under. But 222 is the total here. Look, 218.5 over by 32.5 points. 216.5 over by 21.5 points. 222, rinse and repeat. At some point, maybe they'll play defense. But until I lose this bet, I'm going to bet over every time. Over 222. New York and Indiana. It's just a rinse and repeat bet. We'll keep on betting it here until it misses. 222, New York, Indiana for 1.1 units over. Okay? So 3 bets, and I got the parlay. It's Friday. I'll give you a baseball parlay for a half a unit. We'll throw one out there to have some fun. I'll tell you about here in just 1 second. But the official full unit plays Indiana over 222, New York and Indiana. 204.5 under Denver and Minnesota. And we're taking the over 6 for Vancouver and Edmonton in hockey for our 3 bets. The traditional Friday parlay, baseball. Phillies at the Marlins, money line. Dodgers at the Padres, money line. Texas at the Rockies, money line. Road favorite parlay. 3 teams, 3 bets, 3 money lines, all on the road. It's a plus 289 parlay. Nearly a 3-to-1 return, half a unit. I like it. Gray is going for Texas, on the road at Colorado. Minus 180. They should win that game. Suarez has been dominant. I know the Miami Marlins. Rogers hasn't been bad, but the Phillies have been great on the road against Miami, who's horrible. Phillies, money line, minus 176. And the Dodgers are the Dodgers. And my gosh, Glass now against King. Yes, the Padres are live and could blow up the whole parlay. That's possible. If we get to the nightcap and we've hit the first 2 bets, you can hedge off of it if you want. Bet a unit back on the Padres at plus 142, and you'll have a plus 289 or a plus 142, and you're guaranteed to make money. That's the plan. Okay, if you get there with the Dodgers, we need the Phillies and the Rangers to win first against the Marlins and the Rockies, 2 horrible teams. Dodgers to win over the Padres. If you want to throw in the Guardians, you can, but be careful because Roche is not bad, and it's only minus 120 for Carrasco, who's been really a roller coaster ride for the Cleveland Guardians. They're minus 120. If you throw them in, it's a 4-leg money line parlay if you want to fade all the bad teams in baseball, plus 613 if you want to do that, but I'm not doing that. Just tell you what you can do if you want. I'm doing 3 legs. Phillies, Dodgers, Rangers, moneyline parlay at plus 289 for a half a unit. Nothing serious, just a half a unit sprinkle to give you the parlay on a Friday. All right? Over in hockey, Vancouver and Edmonton, over 6. We're going under 204.5 for Denver and Minnesota, and we're going over 222 for New York and the Indiana Pacers here tonight on a Friday, plus the parlay, Phillies, Dodgers, Rangers, moneyline parlay. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. Every morning, Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.